for Yosemite and expecting to do a 6-hour drive, 6 hour and 3 minutes to be exact. And I'm definitely not mentally prepared for this trip. I've been scrambling all week to get ready, scrambling this morning to get my stuff together. I was supposed to show you guys what I packed, and I don't even have that. Let's just say I have a whole lot of sweat, depending on traffic. I'm just crossing my fingers I can get through LA before rush hour. So that's my goal, is to try to get through there as quickly as I can. And I should be at my hotel hopefully around 6 o'clock or 7. Yosemite, it's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour of my room. The hotel is so cute. Tour. So here's my nice bed, very nicely furnished, and it's in this kind of like, you know, older type hotel. It's really cute, and I really like how everything is decorated. TV's up here. I don't know how I feel about that, but I won't be here a lot. And then here's the fireplace and like the little living room area, which is really lovely. And then this is what I came here for, which is to soak in the big tub. They even have little bath bombs ready there. And I'll take you guys inside the bathroom. They have a little sink set up. I thought this was cute coming in because I can wash my hands. And then in addition, of course, they have a toilet per usual and towels and the little lights. And then behind the door there is a stand-up shower and nice high ceilings. Downstairs is even cuter. The cool thing about this hotel is every night they do like wine reception, and they have appetizers from 6 to 7. So I'm like, I'm gonna go do that there. And she said there's people from other countries that are visiting, and so yeah, I'm gonna go find myself something to eat and then get ready for tomorrow. Okay, so I am hanging out in my bathtub at the hotel, and it's not even like at a high enough height in my opinion. But yeah, I'm just getting ready for tomorrow. I'm getting my water, and I got up here at 8, which is kind of late, so all the stores and stuff were closed, restaurants were closing, and I was able to get a little bit of food. I'm just gonna hydrate. I need to run by the grocery store first thing in the morning because I didn't have a chance to go pick up some sandwiches for my lunch tomorrow. And then I'm like looking over my foot, and I already have blisters on my feet, and I'm thinking it's from wearing the boots today. I wore the boots to work, walk a whole lot on them, and I already have some like blisters already on my feet, just like with my normal wear. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna band-aid up my feet tomorrow as a precaution. Wake up around 5 tomorrow. My hike starts at 8, but from the hotel it takes like an hour and 20 minutes, and I want to make sure like that I'm on time. I figure that out. So what's in my pack? So taking water, and then my lunch, which will be like sandwiches. I'm gonna take some bananas and a couple of apples, and I also have a blueberry RX bar. That's for like my morning breakfast. And then I'm gonna pick up sandwiches in the morning, probably some chips as plain as I can get them. And yeah, I'm allowing myself to have like the chips and the gluten just because we're gonna be hiking, and I'll be burning off like calories. So we're going on a 4-mile hike tomorrow, so I figured I'm gonna need the extra carbs. The park, and I have been looking for my tour guide group or guide. They gave me coordinates, and I am within 0.2 miles of our meeting point, and I just saw a big group that just went by, but there was no signage, there was nobody with anything with the company name on it, so I am not sure where I'm supposed to meet. I am 30 minutes late now, so I'm assuming that if they were waiting for me, that they might have left, and I called the office. Nobody answered. I left a message. So yeah, so my number one complaint would be that they didn't include like a trailhead actual name. They just did the coordinates. The trailhead name would have been so much easier because I could have been able to follow the signs. That's their bad. But anyways, so yeah, that's like $265 wasted. So I guess I'm just gonna have to hike on my own. I might tag along with the group that just went ahead of me. That could be my group, but yeah, I think it would have been like best practices. And I do have reception, so they didn't even call to just say, hey, are you coming? So not impressed with this tour company. I'm the one, your soul is it alive? Almost at the top of Vernal Falls. This is the hike that I said I couldn't do, but evidently I'm doing it. So all that stands between me and getting up to the falls is these couple of flights of stone stairs behind me that go all the way up. So I took a break, and I'm just gonna go a little bit at a time. If I have to stop, I have to stop. Made it to the falls, but there's still a long way to go, and I'm deciding that I'm gonna call it because I'll get a shot of this staircase, but I'm thinking that where I'm at, like with my fitness level, I think it might be smart for me to turn back, but it's beautiful. So let me get a shot of this. So is it a love? Am I lying when you say I'm the one, your soul, is it a love? I am going on another short walk through the meadows, and it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I got my little adventure hat on. I'm not a hat wearer, but since I was going to be out in the sun today and my age thoughts and stuff, I just thought, hey, let's go ahead and wear the adventure hike. Behind me, hopefully you guys can see gorgeousness of nature. This is why I think coming out in nature is like one of the best things you can do for yourself. About last year, I had the idea that I needed to do something more active for my birthday. So I thought, why not go to the national parks? Because there's so many national parks like all over the country. So that's now on my bucket list. So last year I went to Grand Canyon and had a good time. I didn't hike though, which is like one of my regrets. And then I am here today in Yosemite, and then I'll be out here for like 4 days. No, I'm not camping. I'm not that wildness nature girl yet. I'm going to be out here hiking the trails and just enjoying nature. That was a really good idea, especially since I'm gonna be 40 on Monday. I just felt like that was something I wanted to do to really lifestyle with health and wellness, which is of course like moving my body every day. One of the best ways that you can spend your money, which is to get your national park pass. So if you were to get your national park pass, you can go to any national park in the United States for the full year, and it's like instant vacation. So if you're a type of person who's just like, I just want my space, there's plenty of places to go do that. I'm all about self-care. I'm also going to start doing, in the very near future, we're going to do five essential ways to incorporate self-care into your daily life. There are going to be 5 micro steps that you can do, and it will only take less than 5 minutes, and it will change your whole life and change up your game. And for me, one of the things that I am really trying to do for 5 minutes, and I'm really not succeeding, but I'm working on it, which is like to sit down, write in my gratitude journal, and also write my affirmations. For me, writing just seals the deal, it just puts it in my brain so I remember. So what is one thing that you can do? Say like, I'm going to challenge you to 5 minutes of meditation. So that could be simply when you first wake up in the morning, before anybody else gets up in the house, just taking 5 minutes to yourself. It could be going out into nature and going for a nature walk. Or if you're able to have a 5-minute break in your car, take 5 minutes just to meditate. Let's go across the street to see a church. Okay, so I just introduced you to the Yosemite Chapel, and we got an answer for how long that chapel's been there. It has been in Yosemite since 1879, which is insane. So it was part of the old Yosemite Village, and a lot of the old village is no longer around, but they saved a chapel, which I thought was really cool. So I want to go to the visitor center, just because I'm a visitor. I want to see what other cool stuff they might have. And then the cool thing about Yosemite and all the national parks is that they have like a bus system that will basically, and it's free, will take you anywhere in the park. So if you're on a long, oh my God, I found a deer. I found a deer. Let's see if we can get a picture of this deer. See that puppy? That, my friends, is a deer. Yeah, they're just hanging out. They have the best little home up there. Oh my God, how cool is that? I saw a deer. I saw 2 deer resting in a meadow. I mean, it's like Bambi. I mean, come on now. Been walking through here all day. People have been riding their bikes, going by, and the deer are just hanging out. To what I was saying, the park system, national park system, shuttle service is amazing. You can basically go anywhere in the park. You just hop on a bus, and it will take you where you want to go. So for me, I was over in Curry Village. That's where I thought I was supposed to be to meet my guide, and evidently they were at a different location. So I decided I was going to get on a bus because I thought it would be kind of cool. So I just wanted to go. I was first thinking of just going around the whole park and not getting off the bus and not stopping, but I changed my mind. So I ended up getting off at Anawahi to go have lunch. Then I'm stopping here to the visitor center and to see the meadow. And I'm hoping to see El Capitan and Half Dome. All right, I'm back in my room. I just went down for our happy hour. They do a happy hour here every day at the hotel. It's complimentary wine and charcuterie, and you go down there and meet people from all over. And I had this lovely couple from Apple Valley. I think his name is Tim. I think it's Tim and Carol. I know Carol for sure. But they are fabulous. They were such a lovely couple. And we just sat there and we talked for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just drinking wine. And it was great. It was like so great. So we were even talking about having breakfast tomorrow. Such a fun night. Really love this hotel. And everything about it was great. The hostess, our receptionist, I don't even know what you call these people. She was great. And this is like her part-time gig, which I think is pretty awesome. So overall, my first day in Yosemite was the best day ever with my hike, which was really hard, but I'm so glad I did it. I'm really glad that I didn't push myself to continue to go further, because I really don't think that would have been a good experience for me, which is Saturday. I have 2 things which are gonna be fun. I'm gonna have 10 a.m. I'm going to my bus tour all over. It's open air tour on the bus, so I'm gonna bundle up for that. And then after that, at 1 o'clock, I'm gonna go do my photography class. And it's gonna be great because I'm gonna get some good tips about how to take amazing photos of the landscape here. Amazing. So anyway, I'm gonna order some dinner. Hopefully I can get it delivered. And then I'm gonna rest up for the evening. I also got this really cute national park journal when I was out. I also got a national park passport so I can get my stamps when I go visit. But it's so cute. It's a little journal, so then I can document where I have been. So it's my park lover's journal. I thought it was so cute. So I'm gonna write about like where I went today, and then every time I go to a national park, I'm just gonna write like what I did and my experience and all that stuff. Everybody was in nature for some part of like their day if they like dedicated themselves to doing that. I feel like people would be happier and better. I feel happier and more content with life right now because I got to be outside today. I got to be around different people. I got to see beautiful scenery, and I was away from the news for most of the day, which was really great. So I think if like more people would unplug and get out there and move their body, that's something that you can do for yourself with like self-care, is unplug from technology and go for a hike. That will completely change your mindset and your mood. Going and doing something like going and having drinks and meeting different people is a really great way to just kind of get yourself out of like a funky mood. And you never know, like they just happened to ask, hey, can I sit down with you? Because I was the only person sitting down eating, and they were amazing. So just open yourself up to opportunities, and you never know who you might meet. Anyways, I'm gonna get ready for bed. Have a good night. I'll see you in the morning.
When you say I'm the one you're so is it love? Just so is it love? Just so is it love?
So we made it, or at least I made it, to Mariposa Grove to see the sequoia trees. And here are a couple behind me. And then there's a very large one here, wait, there, and a couple back here. So, kind of cool. I've always wanted to come and see them. And then I'm gonna go to Sequoia. Hopefully I can hit Sequoia National Park on the way home. So, yeah, pretty exciting. It was a long hike. It said 1.8 miles, but it felt much longer because you had to hike uphill the whole time. So, and you're at elevation. And I'm still not 100% yet back to like my fitness level. And I'm a C level type of chick, so it was a struggle. But anyway, no, it's really peaceful and quiet. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone's heading back down. Of course, there's mountain lion signs, so I'm like, great. So I'm trying to do my best to stay close to a group of people so I'm not completely alone out here. But yeah, no, it's beautiful. It's so cool because these trees have been here for thousands of years. Just hanging out, minding their own business, just living life. And I was hoping I could hug a tree, but you can't. Like, you have this railing, which I didn't think about. So it's a little disappointing because I was like, that's on my bucket list to hug a sequoia tree, but I guess I can't. So yeah. Down from the Mariposa Grove. It was a hard hike. They said it was easy. And I get here and I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be like right there. And thinking like a short, easy hike. And most of the hike is uphill, which I didn't think about because, which is smart. I should have thought about that because they can only grow at a certain elevation. So it was a walk and I'm like really disappointed in my fitness level. You know, I get up here at elevation and I'm like dying. You know, the lesson learned from this hike is to just always expect to be going uphill when it comes to national parks. I'm going uphill right now. To know your limits. There's one thing to push yourself, but when you're out hiking somewhere, in particular if you're like me and you are doing solo hikes, know when you're done. Don't push yourself beyond where you think you can go. So for me, I got to the end and I was exhausted. I sat down, had a snack. That didn't work. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to go home. Okay, I made it back. I survived the Mariposa Grove Trail. That's insane. I made it back. I left at 4:40. Made it back to the parking lot by 5:28. My goal was just to get back to my car long before dark. I'm heading back to Yosemite to go to this thing called Yosemite After Dark. You're hiking with a guide. They're pointing all of the nighttime wildlife and things to us. And hopefully you see some beautiful stars tonight. My body is tired. I woke up and my body was tired. And then I did a small hike to Bridalveil Falls this afternoon. And then I did this hike. The last check, I was over 10,000. And that was before I left Mariposa Grove to come back. So definitely going to be a hot bath tonight. Probably some Ben Gay or something. But yeah, my hips are the ones that are hurting. My hips and my quads are killing me. It's my active 40th birthday. I have one more day before I turn the big 40. Good morning, happy Sunday. I'm just getting up and I am so sore from 2 days of hiking. I think I've hiked like 16 miles over the past couple of days. and my body's telling me like, take a rest break, but I figured I'm on vacation and I have this beautiful park so close nearby I can just go to and spend the day. Last night I went to a little like program called Yosemite After Dark, and it was so fun. It was just a group of people who went out with a guide, and there was certain things that, you know, you focus on in Yosemite. And so the theme last night was, you know, like facing your fear at night. And it was just crazy. We had a full moon last night. I was hoping we were gonna have a better view of the stars, but I didn't know that there was gonna be a full moon this weekend. But it was still cool because the moonlight, the way it hits the granite cliff walls, like it just illuminates the whole valley. It was so wild. And I wish I could have got a picture of it because it was the most amazing sight. And then you look up, you see the few stars that we could see. It was so beautiful. And then walking around in the dark with just your headlamp and knowing that there's bears walking around and mountain lions and coyotes and gosh, who knows what else is out there. It's a little spooky, but it was cool because, you know, we had a pretty big group. I would say there was like 25 of us out there walking around the whole day in the park yesterday. Didn't go home. Didn't get home until like 11:15. And then I been so tired. But today I have a book of hikes that are easy in Yosemite. We'll say easy, quote unquote. So I'm gonna look and see if I can find something that's just a little bit more gentle. My hips hurt really bad on both sides, in particular my right hip, and then of course my glutes hurt. Knees are acting up, so I think I just need to stretch a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm gonna get dressed, have breakfast. So self-care is so much more than just being bougie, okay? It's about taking care of yourself, self-love, being true to yourself, and putting yourself first so that you can show up bigger for other people in your life. Things I love to do when I come out in nature is just to come sit in the silence of nature and to reflect. And so since this is my 40th year, I thought this would be a great opportunity, doing like 40 things that I'm grateful for and just shouting them out right now across the lands. Things I'm grateful for is for being able to have places like Yosemite National Park and parks all over the country that we could go to. I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my body, for my spiritual life, I'm grateful to God, my friends, being strong enough to go on trips like this on my own, the fresh, clean air that I've been able to breathe in the past 3 days, the hotel that I'm at, everybody there is fabulous. For my YouTube followers who I have a very small group right now, but for the people that are there, I love you and appreciate you. Grateful for my little Kia. My little Kia is kicking butt right now, driving all these miles. All the people who work here, our guide was amazing last night with our Yosemite After Dark. I would totally encourage anyone to come and do that. Or all the animals that are here, with the seen and unseen, that get to live here and are protected. And also for the great weather. The weather's been amazing. And I'm also grateful for having these clothes. I'm gonna do a whole moment on all the things that I purchased for this trip to stay warm. But one of the best things, especially last night when it was 32 degrees and we're outside, was being able to wear my Columbia fleece, also my sweatshirt, and I bought another Columbia jacket, and I was so toasty warm. And then I also had these thermal long johns that I had on, and I was completely warm. It was totally perfect. Grateful for my job, that I was able to have time to go off and do this for myself. All of the people who have been following me on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, who have been giving me encouragement to keep going. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to write a book. Grateful for my virtual assistant who's been helping me over the past couple of years. Gosh, I'm grateful for so much. I'm just grateful to be on the planet, grateful to be alive, grateful for the indigenous people here, the Native Americans that were here first. Just the beauty of our state in California. Like, a lot of people hate on California, but I freaking love it. And I think it's one of the best places to come in the world and just be you. And we have beautiful places like this. And there's a lot of other places that are great. I'm biased because I'm, born and raised in California, California grown. And then also for just all of these beautiful trails, hiking trails I was able to be on this weekend, even though they were a challenge, I will say that, but completely, like, really nicely manicured. Granted, they could use some more signage. That was something that I was hearing a lot from different people. Even some of like the tour guides in the park were like, yeah, we need to work on having things like signage on the trails a little bit better. But still, it's a beautiful park. For all of those beautiful sequoias that I got to see yesterday, when I went into Mariposa Grove, and I actually finally got there and was amongst the trees, you could literally feel the breath of the trees. People that I'm grateful for that have been such like wonderful examples near and far for me, and also just for love, the love of the people. I'm grateful for the BTS community for just being around and opening up your hearts and talents and wisdom to me. I'm grateful to Jack and Patty always for all of their knowledge. So yeah, I don't think I got to 40, but I will sooner or later. Today is my birthday and I'm packing up to leave this beautiful hotel in Oakhurst, and I'm gonna be heading, I think, south, has to be south, to King Canyon and Sequoia National Park, and I'm gonna spend the day there. And I'm mostly there to see the big sequoia trees. That's the priority. And anything else I see is just gonna be an added bonus. How do I feel today? Well, I feel about the same as yesterday without the soreness. Had a really cool day yesterday and, got over to Glacier Point. And then I went to town, went to the village store, got a couple of souvenirs, some snacks for today. And then I ended up going over to Yosemite Lodge, and I just went to their bar for a little bit. And I was like, I'm just gonna go grab something to eat so I have enough energy to make my way back home. I had every intention of coming back for happy hour here. And I ended up sitting next to this lady, her name was Pam, and she was also traveling solo. So we ended up chatting there for a couple hours, and I mentioned that it was my birthday. It was gonna be on Monday, which was Sunday yesterday, and she was like, well, let me treat. And I said thank you and all of that. I ended up going next door, and I was like, hey, and next door was another restaurant because it was like a long wait. So I was like, I'm gonna go next door and go see if I can actually get in. Do you wanna come eat? And she's like, well, I don't know, I don't really feel super hungry. She had, a couple of snacks. And then I said, well, I'll be there if you want to come join me. So I went, sat down. Next thing I know, I'm like sitting there waiting to order. And then she pops up and she's like, I changed my mind, I want to eat. So we ended up sitting there and I got chicken. It was like more like barbecue chicken. It was all right. It was standard. Everything was overly covered in barbecue sauce. We had bread. I had like one thing of bread, and they gave us this really interesting butter. It had a bunch of stuff in it, but we both didn't really care for it, so I asked for like plain butter. So we had a really good time. I took some photos of her, which so I can remember our moment. What I'm doing for my 40th, again, I don't feel any different. I feel the same. I definitely feel a lot better than I did last year physically. I still have a long way to go. And my goal, of course, in my 40s is to show up bigger for myself and to be a healthier version of myself. To Big Trees Trail to visit the giant sequoia trees. I just started the trail. This one says it's about an hour and a half walk. I don't know if this is the right trail that I want to be on, but I just thought I'm gonna walk for a little bit, see some of the trees, and look at my map. Okay, one of my things on my bucket list is I wanted to hug a tree. So here I am, hugging the sequoia tree. One of the things that I was wondering is I wanted to see how the floor felt here, because what was different about walking the trail at Mariposa was the ground soil was really spongy. And I just thought that was really interesting. And I'm like, I wonder if it's just here. So I came here and walked on the soil. It's the same thing. So I'm thinking that has a lot to do with getting a lot of water for the trees to grow. So it's interesting. But look at me learning. Love it. Yeah, and it feels good too. The trees, they feel nice. Nice and calm too. Okay, so I found somewhere to eat because that was my number one concern. I didn't plan really well coming up to Sequoia. So I stopped at a hotel, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, so I won't even say it. I'll put it at the bottom of this. But I'm going to have dinner. So I'm going to have steak, which I never have steak, and I'll probably have dessert as well. And I'm having a glass of wine, and I'm gonna just enjoy myself because I'm like, you know what, by the time I get back it's gonna be super late. So I just walked up and he just switched over to the dinner menu, so that worked out. So yeah, I did the little trail on the way back for General Sherman, and we were at 7,000 feet and we're going straight up. And so it was like a sign, which I'll post on here, that basically said take your time because you're going to be out of breath. And they were right, but I only had to stop once. It was only like half a mile, but still. And then I got out of there and I said, time to eat. I did not climb up Morro Rock because I just did not feel like it today. I just looked up at all those steps and I said, do I really want to do this? Was that really on my bucket list to go stand on a rock? It was not. So I'm just decided I really just wanted to see the trees. After this, I'm going to sober up and then head back home and get ready for tomorrow, enjoying the day, doing what I want to do on my time, and really just paying attention to myself because I am the birthday girl. And so, yeah, and it's been kind of nice being like off grid, not like my phone's ringing off the hook. Like I am getting messages from people, but the past couple of days, it's like I haven't missed TV, I haven't missed work, I haven't missed phone calls, all of my normal day-to-day activities, like I haven't missed it. So this is definitely a great refresh. I really would have loved to have stayed one more night at the hotel I was at because it was just so great. But all good things must come to an end. So I'm gonna have my delicious dinner, and I'm gonna eat a lot today because I've worked hard for it. Then I'm gonna have steak with mashed potatoes and veggies, and then I'm caught between getting there's like a chocolate torte that they had, or creme brulee. I'm a little leery about creme brulee because, you know, that's like straight dairy and usually my stomach doesn't do well with that. And since I'm going to be on the road for 4.5 hours, I really don't want to have an issue with my belly. So probably going to go with the chocolate. So anyways, that's what I'm doing on my birthday. I'm just going to hydrate up and just enjoy the beautiful scenery. I have a nice little view of the mountains. And yeah, today really for me was like the perfect way to celebrate. Wine. Cheers to myself. Happy 40th. And to many, many more years of joy, happiness, and self-care.